Hi, everybody. Welcome to Two Sisters and Two Mics. I'm your host, Akisha,
And I'm your host, Lisa.
and today we'll be discussing postpartum recovery and how to overcome challenges that come with it. Postpartum recovery can be a difficult time, for new mothers. Not only are they adjusting to the demands of the new baby, but they are also dealing with physical and emotional challenges in their own bodies. However, with the right mindset and support, it is possible to overcome these challenges and emerge stronger than ever before.
Yeah, so today we have some tips to help you navigate through postpartum recovery. We know a lot of people could be new mothers, and this is something that just came upon them, like it's new for them. So they need some tips on how to navigate it. And we've come up with a list of 4 tips that can help you to navigate that and get better on the other side. Okay. So the first tip that we have is um, taking care of your body after a pregnancy. And Akisha is a mother. I'm not a mother yet, so she has a lot of good insights on that. So we will go to her to get her perspectives in regards to taking care of your body after you have your baby. I'll go for it.
Okay, so I think that's absolutely important to make sure you're taking care of your body, make sure you have your face care done, make sure you're getting back to maybe if you gained weight, you get back to the size you were. It might be hard because you're breastfeeding, but it's also
Mhm.
important so you don't like get depressed. Maybe you might not be motivated. So it's good to try to take care of your body, not even if it's just body, like I was saying, face care,
Mhm.
it could be that type of stuff.
Okay, nice. Thank you
Yeah.
for those tips. We truly appreciate it. So some of the other ways that you can take care of your body after giving birth is just to be easy on yourself. Don't overexert yourself. If you are doing chores for the day, don't do chores for the entire day. Like maybe
Hmm.
set aside and organize some time when you're getting chores done. Maybe that could be like an hour, maybe 45 minutes, and just set aside some time to rest. Like I think our body needs rest. That really helps with healing, and it can also help with any feelings of like depression that new
Yeah,
mothers
absolutely.
or mothers that have children from before are going to experience during postpartum. And not everyone goes through it, but a lot of mothers do go through it. That's why we think it's so important. And like get exercise in, try to walk. Akisha, what are some of the things, physical activities that you did when you had your baby?
So I would do exercising, I would go for walks because the baby needs fresh air.
Hmm.
I would do even breastfeeding, I would say it helps. It's physical as well. It helps you lose weight.
Hmm.
So those are some of the tips that I did. So because when
Nice.
you're a new mom, you can't really do much, because especially if you're healing, maybe.
Yeah.
Depends on your birth, you know.
Yeah. And do you find like when you walked, do you find that helps with like depression, like the physical activity? Do you find that helps with like depression symptoms during postpartum?
Yeah, it helps for me. I can't say for everybody, but it
Hmm.
helps for me. And also it kind of distracts you a little bit. You won't
Yeah.
really be slouched down or depressed because your mind is thinking about walking, and then you have your baby in front of you, and
Hmm.
you're happy, right?
Yeah.
So,
And remember, we have like one body and we want to do our best to take care of it. In terms of having um, that child or being a new mom, or it doesn't stop us from wanting to take care of our body. And of course, it doesn't mean like doing the most, but I think physical activity is like number one, like is a
hmm.
big factor because it can really, really help with feelings like if you're feeling down. And I
Hmm.
liked what Akisha mentioned about like sometimes taking care of your face, maybe getting a facial. It could even be going to the spa as well. Getting a massage is like
Yeah,
so
100%.
nice. I know Akisha did mention to me a couple times that she went to get a massage. How did that make you feel?
Oh, it made me feel 10 times better. You're less tired. Your body's not aching you anymore. And
Hmm.
it's like, because after pregnancy, it's a lot. Your body is paining. You might not, your hormones are all over the place. So it's like, even though you're not really, maybe you might not even really be in that much pain, but it's because of the hormones. You just kind of want to be able to go get a massage and relax, you
Yeah,
know?
that's true.
So
Yeah,
that
and
that
there's
was very helpful.
yeah, and like if anybody is asking you if there's anything that they could do to help you during postpartum, tell them, you know what, maybe you can help me, you can give me a massage. And if they want to pay for you, if they're not able to give you a massage and they want to pay um for the service for you, that's even better. Because I know a lot of places have like packages where you can go get a massage, or they have uh packages like where you could get it for like a couple days, maybe like a monthly spa. That could also be an idea as well. So we have options, mothers like that are going through postpartum. We do have options.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to add in terms of taking care of your body?
That should be good for now.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And so the second pointer that we have on the list is seeking support. What would you say about seeking support and its impacts?
I think you should. Your family, like I was saying, your family and friends should be there for you. Well, you can also maybe you can even talk to them and
Hmm.
let them know how you feel.
Hmm.
And even like maybe if you're not feeling that, if you really have a high postpartum, maybe you might want to see a therapist or a counselor. That might
Nice.
help you as well, just to
Yeah,
talk it out,
that's
you
so
know.
true. I
So,
totally agree with that. And don't be afraid to ask for help from family and friends. Sometimes people could, we as people, sometimes we let pride get in, and we feel like, yes, Hercules and I can do this all on my own. Ask for family
mhm.
and friends, and oftentimes they want to help. They want to be involved in the process. Like everyone is so happy that, because with a child coming into this world, it's like a blessing, and everyone wants to do their best to help. If there may be people who don't want to help, but there's a lot of people that do want to help within our
Yeah.
family and friends circle. And we have to lean on them because sometimes just doing it on our own it can become too overwhelming. Would you say that?
Yeah, of course. It's gonna drain you completely because in your mind you're thinking that I can do it, I can do it on my
Hmm.
own. I'm just because I'm a first time mom doesn't mean that I need help, but you do need help sometimes, and
Yeah.
it could be too much for you eventually, and
Hmm.
you're gonna you're gonna be more depressed because you're not asking for help, and then it's kind of like a
Yeah.
spiral. You're spiraling
Yeah, like a
after.
downward spiral
Yeah,
if you don't ask for help. And then you're
yeah,
harming yourself in the process too. You know what
of
I
course.
mean? So I really like that point that you made. And other things that people can do when they're going through the postpartum phase, they can also join a support group or talk to other new mothers who are going through the same thing. So you could kind of sense, you could kind of have a sense of community and unity between other mothers as well. It makes a big difference because
Yeah.
sometimes when you were in the workforce for so long, and then maybe you're a new mother now, and there's a lot of changes in terms of now you're at home. You may not be socializing with people as much. You may not even leave your home as much. Maybe like you're only leaving your home maybe to go to the grocery store and perhaps like bring the baby. If they get sick, you're bringing them to the doctor or the hospital, but you need other things where you can feel relaxed. And I think support groups is like super important and helpful.
Hmm.
And other mothers could give tips too. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
as a new mother, did you bring your kid like to support groups?
I didn't really bring her to support groups, but I more so brought her to like where other little babies were, and then you can also like engage with the moms, and they'll talk about how their experience went, and then I would talk about my experience, And it was
Nice.
nice. So while the baby's playing with other babies, you can just bond, with mother to mother.
That's nice. And do you find like those like mothers relied on you for tips and then you some of their tips helped you? Did you find from some of those groups that you went to with your baby? Do you find they were helpful in that sense?
Yeah, they helped me a lot, and I helped some moms, and they didn't even know half of the stuff that I told them. They're like, "Oh, really?" So it was really nice to help someone, and they helped me. I really loved that.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think sometimes we should seek the help of like healthcare providers as well, to
Hmm.
help us when we're going through that postpartum phase. They can be super helpful. What do you think about that? Like seeking healthcare providers for us. Some of them sometimes are you kind of have to find the right healthcare person because there could be some healthcare providers out there that don't they do it for the money and they don't really care.
Hmm.
Um, uh, they don't really care about what you're going through, or it doesn't come off as that. So again, it's a compatible thing where you have to find the right person for you. What do you think about that?
I think it's good for anyone who just had a baby.
Hmm.
Some people don't know how to deal with their emotions, so it's good to be able to talk to someone
Yeah,
and deal with all your emotions. And like you said, if that person is not for you, you need to find someone else. So just so you can get back to how you were before. You may not be
yeah,
100% because you had a baby, but you
yeah,
want to get back your hormones to be like, not being angry all the time and like
yeah,
you're sad, you don't know why you're sad. Like because
yes.
postpartum rage is real. Like,
Oh, wow.
so people are angry and they don't even know why they're angry.
Yeah,
And so you have to go deal with that with a therapist, or maybe there might be ways that you know that you can deal with it if you had a baby before.
yeah,
So
totally.
that's
Yeah.
definitely something to be done.
And don't gatekeep. If you have tips, tell other mothers, reach out to them, help them. Don't let them
Hmm.
suffer alone. If you have tips that worked really well for your during like if you experienced postpartum and you had tips that helped you to overcome, do not gatekeep people. You know, we are a community, help each other, help mothers as yourself. One tip like my well our mom had mentioned was um another mother had told her about when how to deal with teething when your child is teething, and was it along the lines of grapes, Akisha, to use grapes?
Yeah, you have to so cut the grapes up small and just
Hmm.
freeze them, and so then it helps, the cold helps with the gums, the pain with the
Yes.
gums. So that was one thing she learned.
Yeah, and
Um yeah, go ahead.
so, and imagine if that mother did not give our mother that tip to help you with teething, she would have just been distraught and oh my goodness, like my baby is like constantly crying. It's making me feel down and I don't know what
Hmm.
to do. So it was really, really nice that that mother didn't gatekeep and she gave that tip.
Yeah.
And my mom still uses to the day. She still does frozen grapes.
Yeah, with my daughter.
Akisha doesn't like it anymore though.
No, well, I'm big now, so
Yeah. But it can
who
be a
knows?
treat. Like if you're on a
Yeah,
diet, you want something, like kind of like
something
a hard
sweet.
candy and something
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah, guys, try the frozen grapes. Really good. Okay, so then the third one we have on the list is practicing self-care. And this is important just as much as taking care of your baby. You want to make time for activities that make you feel good, such as relaxing, a bath, reading a book. Try to carve out some time each day for yourself. What is your opinion, Akisha, in terms of practicing self-care?
It's very important to do that. I had a lot of self-care after I had my daughter,
Mhm.
like especially because I had some tearing. So
Yeah.
like I had to like literally soak into Epsom salt all the time, and that was my time to myself for self-care.
Nice. Nice.
And then, I would maybe like read a book by myself, maybe listen to music by myself. And sometimes you
That's her
just need,
favorite thing to do. And she
yeah.
washes dishes and she's
Yeah.
listening to music. So you already know.
So,
I know I'm telling your business out here.
it's okay. Oh gosh. But yeah, that's some of the ways that I kept myself sane. And then also our mom was helping me. So, that was good.
Yeah, I'm happy that you got that support because it's
Yeah.
not always easy. And I really like the part where you talked about that when you gave birth, you had a little bit of ripping. And that was a really useful tip that you said about the Epsom salt because a lot of mothers
Hmm.
probably would like suffer because they may not know that, okay, maybe if I do Epsom salt, I soak in Epsom salt,
Hmm.
it will help me to recover a lot faster.
Yeah,
So that
100%.
that was a really, really good tip.
Hmm.
And sometimes you just want to have a bat. Maybe if yeah, I like the tip about like reading the book and just relaxing. Maybe you can even
Yeah.
do a meditation.
Maybe light some candles if that's
There you
something you
go.
like, you know.
There you go. Maybe you like to um have a day where you have like a cheat day where you snack on whatever foods you like. That can also help with
Yeah.
feelings that may occur during postpartum as well.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah. And what are some of the other tips that you think people could do to practice self-care? Do you have any other ideas for
Like I was saying
mothers?
before, the face care, maybe
Mhm.
getting your hair done, your
That's a big
nails.
one, the hair and the nails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe going for a massage, like we said.
Mhm.
Um, you can maybe travel,
Yes, that's a big
shopping.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
touch like if you live in a cold environment, just travel to um a tropical place that's warm,
Hmm.
that has good food. Some of those that we've been to is like Dominican Republic,
Cuba.
Cuba. What are some of the other travel areas you think is good?
You can travel to Miami, you can travel
Mhm.
to Grenada. That's where we're
Nice.
from.
That land of spice and everything nice.
Yes.
Yeah, so those are some of the tips, that you could do for self-care. And there's a lot of things that you could do if you're on a budget. I like the point that she made of like getting your nails done. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be that you're going to a nail salon, because sometimes when you're dealing with postpartum depression, sometimes you might not want to sit in a salon for hours at a time to do your nails just to feel better. You can
Hmm.
buy I know one that I started using is the press-on nails, where you can glue it. It comes in a package where they have the nails and they have the glue, and it takes like literally 5 or 10 minutes to put it on, and it saves you time where you could do something else to self-care rather than sitting for hours in a
Hmm.
nail salon. So that's a little bit of a tip.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's a good idea because also if you just had a newborn, you might not want to be too far away from your baby because they might be breastfeeding. So you can quickly just take some time to yourself and put those nails on
Mm-hmm.
and get back after to your baby. So that's a
Exactly.
good point.
Don't leave your baby for too long. They need that
They need their breast
attention
milk.
from you and the breast milk.
Yeah.
Okay, don't go leaving that baby hungry now. Come on now. Get it together. Okay, so we have on the list next, that was the prior topic was good, is managing your emotions during postpartum. So I think, in my opinion, it's common sometimes for new mothers to experience a range of emotions during postpartum recovery. And if you're
Hmm.
feeling overwhelmed, you talk to someone you trust. That can be a therapist or a counselor. Do not leave, feelings of worthlessness unresolved. It's very important to address any mental health concerns early on. And that can help with recovery, that you're not, as Akisha had mentioned, that way you're not on a downward spiral. What is your opinion on managing emotions? Do you think that's something that's important to you or should be important?
Yeah, it's important. If you're not managing your emotions, you can start to have, like I was saying before, postpartum rage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be like you don't even know that you're angry and you don't know what you're angry about. And you could be
Mm-hmm.
yelling at someone and they're just looking at you like, why is she yelling? And you don't even like, no,
Yeah.
it's serious. Like it's a real thing. Some people might not have had that because they have different symptoms, but
Mm-hmm.
I've had postpartum rage, and I didn't even know why I was upset. So like I think it's really important to,
Yeah.
be able to control your emotions, and like maybe also like the therapist can kind of help you, give you some tips of how to calm down yourself. I think some of them do like
Mm-hmm.
number counting, so you
Oh,
count down to
nice.
calm down yourself. So that's
Mm-hmm.
like a good tip that one of my therapists, I had a therapist that told me to do. So,
Yeah, I really like the point that, you mentioned about that you had that rage and, you were able to overcome. And sometimes I really like the point also that you mentioned that you said that you're yelling at people and you don't even know. And like it's
hmm
sometimes because you don't know, it hurts people's feelings. And if they're not a mother, they're not gonna really understand, okay, you know what, let me take a seat back and let me just not take it personally that she got upset with me. She's going through postpartum,
hmm
and sometimes it could, if you don't get it fixed and it's a constant thing, you're going to run away your family, you run away
yeah,
friends, and people will be like, she's just angry all the time. They're not
yeah,
going to be able to understand you, like if it's something that they haven't experienced, and
hmm
you just really want to get assistance on how to manage it.
yeah. Even some moms, like if they have postpartum, they don't even want to be near the baby. It's like it's not that they don't love the baby. It's kind of like their hormones are off, right?
Yeah,
So they don't even know how they're feeling. It's that is basically wrong, but it's hard, right? So, it's being a new mom, it's not easy for some people
yeah,
who have postpartum depression.
yeah.
So,
That's why it's so important with support and
hmm
seeking help. We can't reinforce or emphasize that enough.
yeah,
Because we don't want you to have to be on the downward spiral. We want,
yeah,
you know, motherhood should be something that is celebrated, and we don't want postpartum winning. It's
yeah,
something that's been around for so long. We don't want that to have to overpower us enjoying motherhood and our
hmm
babies, you know?
yeah.
So just get it checked early on, and then you'll come out 10 times better on the other side.
But
And
also, sorry to interrupt you. Also, even if you're married or you have a boyfriend, and he sees that you're going through maybe postpartum rage or maybe a little bit
yeah.
sad, he should be a little bit understanding as well, and not be like, I don't want to say not be yelling back at you, because you really honestly don't even know you're doing it. He should
Hmm.
be just a little bit more gentle
Hmm.
and a little bit more understanding, and be like, okay, this is not my wife, this is
Yeah.
not my girlfriend, this will
Yeah.
be over, let me just help her and support her and help her with the baby. And
Yes.
it helps her calm down too. It won't like trigger the postpartum depression more.
Yes,
So,
exactly. And I think there needs to be more education on educating men about postpartum, because a lot of men, they don't understand it. They
hmm
don't know why their partner all of a sudden is lashing out at them. So I think if there's more awareness and education on postpartum for
hmm
men, a lot of women do probably take like classes where they learn about it, but I don't think it's something that's is the norm for men to have to learn. I think that
hmm
should be introduced more in the school system, um, within like whatever country you're in. That should
hmm
be something that's like highly talked about,
yeah,
for
and
men
not
to learn.
dismissing your partner, or
Yeah,
when
or
they're
dismissing
upset.
your partner. And some men, they could they could take it personal, like when they don't understand postpartum. So you might yell at them and say, don't talk to me, or don't touch this. And they're just like, you know what? I am not dealing with her. I'm gonna
hmm
go, I'm gonna go go hang out with my friends and we're gonna
Yeah.
go club hopping or we're gonna go drink some booze. I am not
Hmm.
dealing with her. And over time, with not understanding why your spouse, your partner, or your girlfriend is experiencing postpartum, it can break up relationships over time too, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. It can end up being a divorce if you're married,
Hmm.
or you might just not like you might the woman might just resent the man and be like, I don't even want to see you anymore. I
Yeah.
don't even want to be with you anymore because you just left when she was upset to go hang with your boys.
Or maybe run
No.
into another girl's arms and it could become
Yeah.
cycles of cheating now just
Hmm.
because you haven't gotten to the root of what she's
Yeah.
experiencing with this postpartum. That's why I think even when somebody is when a new child is born, I think it's important for partners to get counseling to help them navigate the challenges that they
Yeah.
can experience. Yeah. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Okay, awesome. And so the last one we have on the list is don't compare yourself to others. So every mother's postpartum recovery journey is different. Don't compare yourself to other mothers, and certainly don't feel pressured to meet certain expectations. So focus on your own recovery and your own needs. You are your own person, and never compare yourself to any other mothers. You have your own experiences.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Like not comparing yourself to others in terms of with motherhood?
I think you're absolutely correct. I think it's wrong to do that, in my opinion, because then also you're going to be kind of harsh on yourself because everything needs to be perfect, like how the person did it, you know?
Yeah.
And then it starts to be like a buildup of like depression too,
Hmm.
because now you're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this wrong. This person did it like that. Just
Yes.
be yourself and do what you think is right for your baby, as long as the baby's safe, and fed.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So.
really like that point. That point though, as long as the
Yeah,
baby's safe and fed, that
yeah,
is so,
and
so, so
loved.
important and loved. That's like
Yeah,
a number one thing. The baby does need to feel love, and
yeah.
that will help with the baby being more happy. And then
Hmm.
when the mother sees the baby's happy, it can help her to feel happy as well.
Yeah. So
So
also don't let people tell you, oh, you're a first time mom, and even though you might not have that much experience, they're trying to discourage you, and just because you're a first time mom, don't even listen to them.
yeah,
You're learning, and you will get to have experience as well, and you'll do it in your own way. Like,
yeah.
don't be discouraged. You got it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I like that because sometimes some people they tell you, oh, you're not supposed to do it that way because they
Hmm.
think that they might have had like five, six children, that
Yeah.
your way is wrong. So it's like,
Hmm.
let me learn from my mistakes. Let me
Exactly.
learn how to be better. Let me improve. Like,
Hmm.
my way might not be your way, but as long as it works, because like we know there's many different ways to do things.
Yeah.
There's not just one way to do things. And I think sometimes when you're a new mother and you're dealing with overbearing people
Hmm.
that have experiences, they can sort of taint your vision of how you want to be a mother. And that could create
Yeah.
even more feelings of like
Postpartum.
resentment and more
Yeah.
postpartum depression, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. It's too much because you're already a new mom and you're already stressed out. And then someone's like telling you do this and do that. And it's like more pressure on yourself. And the depression is getting
Yeah.
worse as well. So it's too much. You just have to like do what you want to do with your child, and that's it.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And then you live and you learn, and
yeah.
that's okay. And that's what we want to put as the most important thing is just a learning, not striving
Learning
for
experience.
perfection.
Hmm.
Because I think sometimes when you strive for perfection as when you have a newborn, you're going to make yourself feel more depressed when you might not do things perfect the right time.
Hmm.
So, and I think again, that's where we want to emphasize counseling will help you to know that you can let go, and keep a journal of like your improvements that you've made. Like, do you think journaling will help with letting go of perfection that can cause like postpartum?
Yeah, it does work. But it might not be, not everyone likes to journal. So maybe if
Hmm.
they listen to music and, push away the negative side, that
Yeah.
could work as well. But
Hmm.
journaling does help to write down your feelings and your goals towards the baby, maybe the growth, what you did today with the child. That
Yeah.
also that works.
Nice, nice. That's good. And it's always good to write down feelings,
Hmm.
as Akisha had mentioned, because it helps to overcome the negative aspects.
Yeah.
And we love to, and then you could look back on, like, maybe when the baby's like, I don't know, 6 years old, they're in maybe
Yeah.
grade one, you could look back at, oh my goodness, like these are some of the things that I overcame with this baby. And you could, it's
Yeah.
memories that can last for a lifetime, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is right. Yeah.
Awesome. So that's all with that we have for today. We do want to reinforce that postpartum recovery is a journey. It's not a destination. It's normal to experience ups and downs along the way, but with patience, self-care, and support, emphasizing on the support, you can overcome the challenges of postpartum recovery and emerge stronger than ever before. So that's all for today's episode of Two Sisters and Two Mics. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back soon with more discussions on topics that matter to you. Take care.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.